So I've been asked to explain what got me into sword fighting. And a lot of people will tell you that they got into it because of a movie they watched when they were younger. Or that they went to a Ren fair and just randomly started talking to a club down there and just got involved from there. But my story's a little different. There's a bit of a preamble with this one. When I first moved out of home, back when the dinosaurs were around, I moved into a house in Dandenong, which you can kind of consider like, it's kind of like one of the Bronx areas of Melbourne. Now it's a multicultural hub, it's amazing, but I moved into this house not really knowing anything about the world at the time, and one of the people that lived in that house did SCA, did Kendo, and also played Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons. Now, I ignored the rest of those things, stupid me, except for the D&D, and man did I grab onto that and go with it. When I went back to my hometown, I introduced them to roleplay games and we just kind of went with it. We created our own, it was amazing. Roleplay games took over my life for years, for decades. It's some of my best memories are from some of those games. It goes without saying, we visited the game stores to buy dice and books, and around the corner from this store in our hometown, down an alley was a little eclectic shop. Now this shop was kind of like a little witchy shop. You had resin dragons that had been painted up with glass spheres, making it look like they had crystal balls, and little pewter ornaments of dragons and castles, as well as things like dream catchers, rune stones, tarot decks. You get the idea, you know these type of stores. But one day when I was walking through this store, at the back they had this weird chain thing that I'd never seen before. And I said to the lady behind the counter, "What's that?" And nonchalant, she goes, "Oh, it's a chainmail bikini with holes in it, here and here." Now I think young me turned beetroot red at that point, and I think she could tell I was about to leave out of embarrassment. And she must have known the type, seeing me look at the dragons and the castles. And she said, "Oh, the guy who made that also does sword fighting." So I stopped, being completely derailed from any train of thought that I had, and asked her to repeat herself. And she says, "Yeah, these guys, they do medieval sword fighting. They do it with real swords and they wear real armor. That's just a piece that he did for a commission that didn't end up paying through, so he's trying to resell it." And I'm like, sword fighting, you say? Long story short, I go down to this group, and there's two groups at the one location on a farm in the southeast suburbs of Melbourne. One is a Viking group, still really good friends with those guys, and the other is a Knights group, and I'm still pretty good friends with that guy too, though I see him pretty rarely. Now me being me, I've gone the Knights. I brought some friends along, they went to the Vikings. Soon after I started, the Knights group kind of disbanded and I just went across to the Vikings because it's what was available and I was hooked by that stage. But I'd start to digress if I go into that element of the story. So we'll save that for another video because the guy who runs that club, hot damn, does that guy have one of the best artifact collections in all of Australia for Viking artifacts. Museums accepted to that, obviously. This guy is friends with an anthropologist in Gotland, Sweden, and gets some extra help with some of his artifacts, which are all copies, but they're copies made from the casts that were taken directly from the artifacts. And I might do a video on that one day. Leave a comment down below if you want to see a video on that one. And also, let me know how you got into this. From training, like I do, or if you're an enthusiast that just hasn't had a chance to get together a collection or go to training, still let me know how you got into all of this. So I'll see you in the comments below, but till next time, train safe and stay sword savvy.